What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now the WWE returns to the UK in just days as it holds the Money in the Bank in London town. Join us now as we look at the most shocking rumours regarding this year's Money in the Bank PLE. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Number 1. Good news or bad news for this year's Money in the Bank winners. As intriguing news concerning the 2023 Money in the Bank and how this year's briefcase winners will fare when they cash in their respective briefcases. Zero News is taking a page from Wade Barrett as their Twitter account had some bad news to report, reporting that this year's Women's Money in the Bank winner will fail when they cash in their briefcase. Now, this isn't a bad idea, as the women's winner has successfully cashed in their briefcase every year since the women's ladder match was added in 2017. It's made for some exciting cash-ins, but the last two ensuing title reigns of Nikki Ash and Liv Morgan were uninspired, so perhaps it's time to shake things up. But good news for this year's men's Money in the Bank briefcase winner, as they're reportedly going to do much better. They reported that this men's winner will be successful, but the site was short on details. Contrast this report from Dave Meltzer in the 26th June Wrestling Observer newsletter that while a win by Logan Paul will bring in plenty of mainstream publicity, his losses to both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, not to mention his part-time status, makes him an unlikely winner. As for the frontrunner LA Knight, Meltzer mused, "This year's cash-ins is interesting, with the Austin Theory precedent opening up a US or IC title challenge, but I wouldn't think they'd do that twice in a row. They could drag it out for a year because right now it doesn't feel like they should beat Rollins, and given that they've never beaten Reigns in almost 3 years, having him lose tonight before a Reigns vs Rhodes rematch doesn't seem to make sense. As much as the crowd is behind Knight as a babyface, even though he's still positioned as a heel, I don't know that they'd see him as a world champion. Now that there are 2 men's world championships, there are more storyline possibilities for the Money in the Bank winner. Whether the WWE uses them to lead to a new world champion remains to be seen." Number 2. Returns. There's plenty of buzz over the last week or so concerning 2 main event superstars returning at Money in the Bank. Let's look at who the wrestlers are and how the WWE might use them. The first is Drew McIntyre. Could Drew McIntyre show up at Money in the Bank? Well, the Scottish Warrior and the WWE have been in an impasse due to McIntyre's dissatisfaction with how the WWE has been booking him as of late and how it intends to book him since his contract is believed to end in early 2024. According to PW Insider, we are told that a big crux of the current conversations between the two sides are how McIntyre will be used from a storyline perspective, particularly how meaningful the storyline will be. The belief is that within less than a year left on his deal, McIntyre doesn't want to be aimlessly floating when he has already proven during the pandemic how important he can be to the overall company, not just as an in-ring competitor, but as an overall ambassador to the brand. And now PW Insider Elite reports that things are looking up for Drew returning. WWE sources indicate that there are many in the company who believe Drew McIntyre will be back in the mix by the UK tour and Money in the Bank. Or what will Drew do if he appears at Money in the Bank? Will he wrestle an impromptu match, participate in some sort of angle, or perhaps even entertain the WWE Universe as he did when he sang Sweet Caroline as he did at Clash at the Castle? While those are possible, we feel that it's more likely that Drew will either get himself added to the men's Money in the Bank match or turn heel by attacking Seth Rollins after the Visionaries World Heavyweight Championship defense against Finn Balor. PW Insider Elite also included this update. In regard to a potential Drew McIntyre return, while WWE Creative have been looking into him returning as soon as the weekend's Money in the Bank event, we're told that nothing has been set in stone for any sort of direction for McIntyre on the Raw brand. It's not a lock that will go down this weekend. As of today, there wasn't any buzz internally about McIntyre being included in the London pay-per-view. The second is Randy Orton returning to Money in the Bank. Speaking of returns, is Randy Orton making his long-awaited return at Money in the Bank? Orton, who hasn't been on WWE television since May of 2022, reportedly went under the knife to correct some serious back problems, and at one point there was debate whether he would ever return to the ring. While fans have seen pictures of the Viper via social media showing him looking healthy as ever, his absence from the ring fuels speculation whether he's coming back. Consider these comments from WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle made during his podcast about Orton's physical status. "Doing good, man. He recovered from his back surgery. I think he's gonna come back pretty damn soon. He's doing much better." Any potential Money in the Bank return raises the same question as that with Drew McIntyre. How will the WWE utilize Orton at the show without it seeming like an afterthought? While both superstars would get a huge ovation, the WWE's policy of having storylines in place before bringing back superstars suggests neither man will be used for a mere pop-in. Like McIntyre, Orton could be inserted into the Money in the Bank match, and with only 7 wrestlers currently competing, there's plenty of room for more. There's also the possibility of Orton taking out one of the current entrants and entering himself into the event. Butch's presence in the match makes him an ideal candidate for being ambushed backstage regardless of his ability to manipulate joints. In Orton's case, he doesn't have to compete in the men's ladder match as he has a built-in storyline reason for being at the PLE. Recall Orton was written off TV last May thanks to a post-match beatdown by the Bloodline's Roman Reigns and the Usos. Could Orton invade the O2 arena and lay out the Bloodline? He may not care that Jay and Jimmy have parted ways with Roman and attack anyone in his path. On the other hand, Orton could single out Roman Reigns, delivering an RKO out of nowhere and setting things up for an undisputed championship match at SummerSlam. The next is Bray Wyatt. Is Bray Wyatt returning soon? Well, there's talk that WWE will either bring back Bray at the SummerSlam event or bring him back earlier in order to book a bout at the biggest party of the summer. Whilst we haven't heard anything substantial about Wyatt appearing at Money in the Bank, it wouldn't surprise us to see some sort of spooky sign that Wyatt's return is imminent. Number 3. Should fans expect any turns? Well, the WWE has slowly been building up 2 turns, and a recently added match suggests fans may see another turn. Let's look at the most likely candidates for a return and explore the other possibilities. The first is Damage Control. Io Sky's relationship with Damage Control leader Bayley is fading week by week as Bayley's interference in Sky's bouts has turned into anything but helpful, only adding to the tension that's been present amongst Bayley and her proteges Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Io appears to be ready for a singles push, and the WWE Universe's reaction to her at Backlash may have hastened the decision. On the surface, the easy choice would be for Sky to turn babyface, especially since she and Bayley are competing in the women's ladder match. However, there's also the X factor of Dakota Kai, who should be back from injury soon. But who will Dakota side with, Bayley or Io? Another question is whether the WWE will go in a different route, with Sky and Kai both attacking Bayley, possibly even with the role model turning babyface, although we hope not because Bayley is ideal as a heel. The next is Damian Priest. Damian Priest's days in the Judgment Day appear to be winding down. Just how long will it take for the WWE to make this happen is a big question. The WWE could have Priest win the men's briefcase and celebrate with his Judgment Day teammates, only for jealousy to raise its head and Damian's teammates to turn on him. Another scenario is for Priest to keep the other Judgment Day members from interfering in Finn Balor's match against Seth Rollins. Seeing how Triple H likes to let storylines develop, a Priest turn may be a bit off. However, with rumours of Vince McMahon getting more involved in creative, hot-shotting couldn't be ruled out. Number 4. Another Morgan mess. Lastly, fans could see an unexpected turn when Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan take on Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. Morgan's horrible history of tag partners flaking on her has nearly become a part of her gimmick, and we feel this alone will make it possible that Raquel will attack Morgan should the effort to regain the tag titles go south. And the likely winners. Now, as for the outright winners of the Money in the Bank briefcases, who will be victorious in each respective division? Well, PW Insider Elite also posted a report saying the frontrunner for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match is currently LA Knight. As we mentioned last week, Io Sky was the frontrunner for the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Are these the best choices though? Who do you think will win the Money in the Bank briefcase? What do you think of these rumours? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.